Hey everyone, I hope and trust you're doing well. Look on the screen. So, I did a video about, black women weaponizing child support. And Clive Reese, the first woman may be African American, but I've heard some references about, he's saying his black queen. So, if that's the last baby mother, I guess free to be delusional. Okay. So, maybe she's got like a point 0.0003. I don't know. But I did the video and about all this drama surrounding him. And as you can see, from rich to poor, everyday guys, a lot of these men they don't want to pay child support. So here's an interesting comment, which begs the answer: should when men have to pay child support, should a life insurance mandate also be accompanied by the court order? So when men, I don't care if they're divorced, never married, baby daddy, when they have to pay child support, should the court automatically mandate that that man also have a life insurance policy for his children? I think it is a good idea because, check it out. If that were the case, you would have less children in poverty. So let's check this out. Syncopation Zero said, I don't have any children. And this is her comment, which really kind of sparked this idea. I'm like, wow, that is very, very creative. So she says on that video, her response is, I don't have children, but from my work and experience, and this I believe, this is the typical weaponizing child support scenario that I've seen, especially from black men. The baby is born and he's opted out of the relationship and or fatherhood. I'm not surprised. He and the mother make an agreement that he would pay X amount of dollars per month to support the child. Maybe for the first 6 months, he pays the agreed upon amount with no issues. By month 7, he comes with less money and excuses, but promises to double up the following month. Month 8, less money, more excuses. Month 9 and 10, and so on and so forth. Less and less money, more and more excuses. At some point, he'll stop making any payments and won't answer his phone. Now, at that point, the angry, bitter baby mama has to take him to court to ask the white people to make him fulfill his obligation. For a lot of black women, they try to work with guys. These guys just don't want to do the right thing. And they are mad because a third party had to make them be responsible. And you know what? I believe it. Oh, I believe it. I believe it. I do believe these ladies are trying to work with them, but these dust buckets, they get to paying and paying, and the next thing you know, this right here, this sounds, as I said, to me, this sounds about right. Oh, more than sounds about right. This sounds like something that they would do. Now, let's get to the part that's very thought provoking and which I totally, totally, totally agree. She says, on another note, if I had my way, in addition to court ordered child support, I'd court order them to take out a minimum $10,000 life insurance policy for each child and maintain it until they turn 26 or marry, whichever comes first, and they lose their driver's license for failure to maintain, just as they would with their auto insurance. I wouldn't play with them. So sick of people having all these kids they know they don't want. Oh, this right. Yes. So yeah, let's have the conversation. Should having a life insurance policy, and me, I'm gonna up it to, if you only have one, 25,000. If you have 3 children or more, then yeah, we'll go ahead and do 10,000 per child. So, is it a good idea? Should a life insurance policy mandate accompany the child support until the child is 26 years old or they get married? I think it should. I really think it should. That way, they could pass something down to their child instead of passing down poverty and excuses and a whole list of missed payments. I think it's a good idea. This entire concept, it could not hurt, it would only help. It would help the child. And so that if the man you don't want a child, then you know what not to do. Get your raincoat, your protection ready, get a vasectomy. They're all options. That's why there is no sympathy. As they say, she should have chose better. And with these men, they should have chose better, yes. And the option was chose A, vasectomy, B, protection, D, hey, don't, maybe just don't have kids. It's real simple. So this right here, oh, they got those folks in my life. What did that girl say? I'm gonna put those white folks in his life, and I'm like, what are you talking about? Oh, the child support folks. No, honey, he put him in his life. I think this is an excellent idea. I think, ladies and gentlemen, it could only help. This is an excellent idea. It could only help. Now, you may have an issue where some of them probably can't pass the physical, especially if they do a blood draw. So some of them might have a little taintness going on. So some of them, it wouldn't surprise me if some of them will be sitting up here cannot pass that physical. Sad, I'm sorry. Sad but true. But yes, this right here would be a very good idea for them to have a mandate, a life insurance policy mandate to accompany that child support. That is a good, I have no problem with it. That should be part of the order. Hmm. That is a good idea. It could be part of the child support order, a policy per child. And just as it is in child support, you fall in arrears. Same thing with with the policy. There is no and or. Well, I paid the child support, so when I pay the child support, I'm gonna go ahead and then pay the policy. No, you're gonna have to pay both. And if you land in jail, well, that's you. This right here, I'm telling you, the idea is brilliant. It could actually be, this should be birth control. But you know what? Dusties are dumb. They're going to continuously sit up here, be loose with their bodies, don't plan a darn thing, spreading that dusty juice everywhere into whomever. And then what they'll do is sit back and blame the women. And in the BC, guess what? That's who pretty much takes the brunt of it. It's just like that guy that had the check, hilarious. He's like, well, she let me see my kids. Dusty Dance is what I call it. She let me see my kids, so I wasn't gonna make the payments. Oh, really? Now you're not. Once it's gotten to that point, you're not running the show like you might think you are. Next thing you know, the paycheck down $2 is $2.50. I think one was like, was it $12? Then $2.50, then down to zero. These men do not want accountability. And here's a comment here, which is so accurate. Love the skin you're in. Says accountability is like kryptonite for the majority of men, especially BM. You know who that is? Yeah, accountability. Look at that guy, Dusty Dan. He's like, oh, and I'm just giving money to the state. No, 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 sir. We're going to have to school you. You are not giving anything to the state. See, when you were holding those child support checks to pop on your little motorcycle, the state, aka the tax dollars, they were playing daddy. Yeah. I was like, how can he fix his mouth? He's giving money to the state. You're not giving anything due to the state. You owe the state. You are reimbursing, bruh. That's what you're doing. You are reimbursing. You're not giving anything to no one. You're not. You are simply reimbursing the state for the money that they paid out when you did not fulfill your obligation. I just saw one. He's sitting up there, big old country on like he can wrestle a deer, and he's sitting up there talking about why should he go ahead and pay her the money for child support? I mean, I'm trying to buy a house. What about inflation? And then they got the checking and checking. Oh, wait a second. You and you got three other kids outside the ex-wife? Well, what about me? I'm not getting any help. You don't need no help, bruh. You don't need any help. And I was like, wow. And he was like, I'm not getting welfare. And it's like, so did you want are you expecting a welfare check? the house I'm trying to buy. No, sir. Let's back it up. You can't afford that house because you've got kids by your ex-wife, and look up, they start checking through. You got three other kids, what they said, three other children to feed. So now you want to have a hearing saying, what about inflation and I can't buy groceries? I'm like, wow, you with those big old arms, his arms so big about the size of my thigh, and I weigh 147 pounds, you know? Well, get a second job, Billy. It is unbelievable. Kryptonite. I think I should be paying that. I have bills too, and I can't live off that. And I'm trying to buy. I said, oh, he's trying to buy a house. I see. You have two sets of children. Maybe you can't afford a house, or maybe the one you're trying to buy, you're gonna have to go ahead and live below your means. But how did that man? Let's talk about that. How did that man? How did he end up? How did Bubba end up with two sets of kids? How y'all? How did he end up with two sets of kids? He did that. That was a decision that he made. And now you want to sit up here and say, what now? I'm trying to buy a house. I can afford this. It's like I'm paying groceries for her house and mine. Well, I mean, these are your children. Now, once did I hear him say, let's do shared custody, or I take them. Accountability, yes, to these men that avoid their responsibility, it is like kryptonite. So let me know what you all think. Should the court order for child support also have a supplement, a mandate where the father, that guy, should also have a life insurance policy for his children? A life insurance policy for his children? What do y'all think? I think would be a very good idea. A life insurance policy. What they say, it sounds kind of cool to me. And that way, we're not passing on generational poverty. Maybe that way, the kid will have a reason to be proud of the parent. That right there. Child support and life insurance policy, that should be the birth control. So when you find these men sitting up here whining and lying, oh, I'm just giving money to the state. No, you're not giving any money to the state. I'm like, don't even know how life works. You're paying back the state. So when the state had to take over and play daddy because you didn't, the state had to take over and make sure your children had a place to live, a roof over their head, and food on the table. Why? Because you obviously did it. So I think it is a wonderful idea. I doubt this will ever happen, but in a utopian society, in a perfect world, well, in a perfect world, we wouldn't even need child support. We really wouldn't. And so since we're not in that perfect world, I think a measure like this here, I think it would be awesome. hmm The court order for the child support and a court order to mandate a life insurance policy. That would be awesome. And so that way, in case the man, uh, he expires, you don't have to worry about, oh, what am I going to do? How am I going to feed the kids? In case he expires, you know what can happen? In case the man expires, guess what? The child support can still be paid. Think about it. There won't be, where are the children going to live? No. In case he expires, the child support can still be paid. Why? That child will have a lump sum. And if they're concerned like a certain age, well, the child is still a minor, he's concerned about the mom, they can put the money into the trust and have the money go from there. But I'm like this here. If you're with a woman and sleeping with her and you don't want to pay child support, then guess what? Homeboy, you probably shouldn't be sleeping with her. You really shouldn't. If you don't want to pay child support, you should not be having relations with that woman. You shouldn't. I don't want her to get the money. She's not a good mother. but yet you chose her to be the mother of your children, but yet you chose to go ahead and release your DNA into her private space. See, the complaints only come after the fun. Notice the complaints come after the fun. When they see a woman they're thrown with, oh, she got stomach mumps, these fools are quick to go out to lunch. And this here, I totally believe this comment in her experience. Yep, the women are more than likely trying to work something out with the man. Okay, let's go ahead and try to work something out, and let's guess. He is not going to go ahead and hold us to his part, like you said. This sounds so accurate. It's like a person, what are they saying? More excuses than a ninja in jail or anybody in jail. And so then they're sitting up here, oh my goodness, just get me out of here. I promise you, yeah. Before I get my income tax check, yeah. Sure you are. And I'ma never come. Time those little dust bucket feet get free, be it an arrest for tickets, any kind of thing. Time they get out, okay, you're out now. Okay, you got your income tax check. You got the paycheck. The food has gotten free. Where's the... Yeah, you have the money that I paid to get you out? Oh, nothing. Do you have the money that I paid to get you out? Crickets. Crickets. A friend of mine, we got a severance package, got laid off, and we got like a generous severance package. It was real nice. Her sister's vehicle was about to be repossessed, and her sister was married, by the way. But when you marry a baby daddy that's got 2 different baby mamas, 3 children, don't think for once, honey, you got a prize. Because he is already created 2 fatherless homes. Don't think, well, I ain't special because he married me and not them. Good luck with that. Yep, had a man, they're both working. Bills falling behind, and guess what happened? She came to her sister. Oh, your girl, they're looking for my car. Shell, they're looking for my car. Shell, looking for my car. Shell. What you think happened? Loan to the money. I mean, it's like the tow truck people, the tow truck for repossession. They were like circling the house. She's trying to hide it in the garage. So she already knew it was for her. She already knew. They sent something called acceleration or repossession letter. So they don't, they're going to let you know what time it is. Loaned her the money. I think it was like $1,200. Next thing you know, that phone stopped ringing. Next thing you know, they had a family dinner, go to their mother's house to have dinner. Old girl playing dodgeball. She got there real early one time and talking with her mom. And so my homegirl was like, hey, mom, I'm leaving in about 20 minutes, a little late. What does she do? Start making an exit. Then once she got caught at a little family function, and what does she do? Just avoiding her, and then time she poured, let's talk about that later, not now, it's family time, it's family time, it's family time. Fast forward, you know what happened? She never got the money. That's how people do. And you don't think this would happen in child support? So yes, I do believe they're probably trying to run a little game to the women. Oh, yeah, just give me time, give me time. Pay a little bit, get your defenses down, pay a little bit, and then next thing you know, he missed the payment. I'm gonna double up. This sounds so accurate. Like she said, by month 7, he comes with less money and excuses, but promises to double the following month. He's going to double up. Month 8, less money, more excuses. Month 9 and 10 and so forth. Less and less money and more excuses. At some point, he'll stop making any payments and won't answer the phone. I don't find that hard to believe. Isn't that something? Just completely stop making any payments and won't answer the phone. And at that point, the quote angry, bitter baby mama, what choice does she have? Maybe she can go without utilities, have the lights disconnected. Shower cold, can't eat any food, heat anything up. No internet, no TV, live in the dark. Because we shouldn't want to inconvenience that man. And what do you think a child support check is? That's the easiest part, to write the check. That's not the one who's getting up at night when a child is sick, crying, stomach ache, having nightmares. Mommy, I want a story. Okay, the story before you go to bed. That's not including getting up early, getting the child ready, take them off to daycare. That right there's a lot right there. Imagine having a child, and women do it every day, get the kid together to daycare or off to school. That's a whole lot right there. getting dressed and breakfast. Now then you go to work and just start your day, then pick up the child after that, go home, maybe have a rest. Yeah, what, for 5 or 10 minutes? Mom, what's for dinner? Mommy, I want dinner. And you really think because you done wrote out some little paper. And for Black women, some of the checks, I wish I could find that video. It cracked me up. The guy was like, "Oh yeah, they're flossing off those child support checks," and the women were showing checks. You talk about $35, $40. Oh no, darling, this was a trip. Some of those women had flashed some checks that was $5 and $7. I could and got a whole child, a whole baby. I couldn't believe it. 5 and it was shocking. That's not even worth the darn postage. So this, I think, is an awesome idea. Yes, they should definitely. It would be awesome. Attached to that child support, a life insurance policy mandate. And of course, I'm sure the men are going to say, no, but I want to know what you all think, ladies and gentlemen. You think it's a good idea? This right here, this could help set the child up for the future. It really would. And it would speak volumes to say, hey, your father has this in place in case something happens. You're not like, oh my gosh, can't afford the house anymore, can't afford the rent. What's going to happen? Because when a person is deceased, honey, the company's not, they're not paying a dead man on payroll. When his heart stop and he off the clock, the payments due as well. So let me know what you all think. I think it is an awesome, awesome, awesome idea. Feel free to comment, like, subscribe, and share. And I'm out. So stop and think. This right here, I think it's a good idea. It could really stem a lot of generational curses, and in particular, generational poverty. Feel free to comment, like, subscribe, and share. And I'm out. Thank you so much for watching and supporting my channel. It is greatly appreciated. You are appreciated.